Kings Club Casino with Kings Club Baccarat for the professional players. Not for entertainment, you're there to get the money. If you want to play full time or you want to play a side hustle as a professional, you've come to the right place. That's what we show here. How to win it, how to get it done. We have got tremendous Baccarat players in this kingdom. We have cultivated it. We've developed a curiosity in them to find ways to win, and we work it together. Let's see if we can get some of the kingdom in here tonight, and maybe a stranger or two. Everyone is welcome. There's no cost for this. You just come in and learn how to play better Baccarat. You learn how to be a professional at it. You take the money every time. The King and the Kingdom, coming to you from America's heartland tonight where Indian summer is upon us. Brian Brown, hey, good evening. Let's get some folks in the house. Gary Sherinian, Trish Graves. Trish Graves with the Blue Jays. Looking good. I'm going to talk about old Cali KB a little bit tonight in my opening remarks. He's a loyal part of the kingdom, been with us ever since the beginning. And he had a funny, well, it was kind of funny for me to hear him relate about it, a casino trip he had the other day. Hey, Gil Rary, how you doing, buddy? Gil and Frank St. Alban is in the house. All the friends coming on in. JP, how's it going, brother? Working our professional baccarat. We're winning and we're winning and we're winning. Sometimes it's nice and easy, sometimes not so, and sometimes it's brutally difficult. But it's because you've got to be able to face whatever comes out of that deck. Whatever that shoe delivers to you in that roughly 71 hands or so that will come out each time. You don't know what the compliment is going to be. Bill Latta, hey, 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 King is here for you, sir. How you doing? Yeah, the Blue Jays exposed some of the weaknesses in the Yankees, but that's the kind of thing happens when you get to the playoffs and both teams are playing at maximum ability. The Yankees have some situations at catcher that are troubling, and the Blue Jays were hitting on all cylinders. So good for them, and on they go. We'll see what happens as it goes on, but October baseball is upon us. Ron, good evening. Matthew Paul. Okay, cheering those Dodgers on. Why not? They're looking good too. Chavez Ravine. Michael Steinfeld. Greetings to you, sir. Okay, so Cali KB, that's what I call him. Cali KB is from California, and he is King Brett Morton. KB, King Brett. So King Brett wanted to do a low roller baccarat, and I wrote it out for him. And I advised him that the low roller is a little bit tougher because it's hard to do the +10 -9 when you are playing low roller. But I made him a +5 -4 way of playing, and he was so honest because he always is. Um, he went in and he won an easy $100. So right away, I was a little bit put off because I told him you played too long. You won 4 sessions at $25, but that's really pressing it, and I don't want you losing your bankroll. Your bankroll is only $500, and so you really risked it. But you got the $100. But then, on the way out, he's passing the blackjack table, and as it will be, the allure of that blackjack table will draw people in, and he very soon was very sorry that he did it because he gave the 100 back playing blackjack, and the comment that he made was, "I just couldn't believe it. I would stand. The dealer's got a 6 up. I would stand and doggone it, the dealer would make a hand every time." And the whole point about it is, and I know I go too deep in this off the time, I'll get into weeds of it because I know so much about it, but ordinarily the player is not doing anything but standing when they have 16 or 15, and the dealer has a 6, and you're supposed to assume that the dealer has 16, which is totally wrong, and it's told that way. I've heard even high-level blackjack players say, assume they got a face card down. I said, okay, if there are 13 cards in that deck, and there are, and 4 of them are of 10 value and 9 are not, 9 to 4, and I'm assuming that they have a 10, I don't think that's a good thing to do. But the other thing is the player very seldom is hitting 15, 16. The banker, I call it the banker, the dealer is hitting 15, 16 a lot. And, well, 58% of the time they'll make a hand because there are all sorts of cards in the deck, and they all don't always have 16. Sometimes they have 9. Sometimes there's a 3 down. Sometimes there's a 4 down. All kinds of complements of cards, but I just said to Cali KB, I hope you learned your lesson. Stay away from blackjack. It's the most misreported edge in the game. As I said the other night, it's listed as a 2% edge. It is a 2% edge when it's valued against a dealer makes the hand and a player makes a hand. The dealer has a 2% edge. But when the busts are coming in and the player has to make their hand first, those scales get tipped dramatically. So I'm just telling everybody, don't play that game. I understand it's a competition thing. You get all riled up. You want to beat that dealer. You want to do things like that. And I'm saying, look at this thing professionally. Let's play baccarat. Let's win our money. Hey, Chuck Ritter, good evening. So Corey Jensen, our big giant from Iowa, he went up to the Boco something or other, Boco Chunk casino in Wisconsin, and he had a very, very successful time up there. But when I talked to him about the strategy, he played chop 1, chop pair, chop trips, and of course, you guys that are doing this know that's very aggressive, and when it's winning, it's really great, and it really is. It's fantastic. But if you put 3 losses back to back to back and you got 9 losses there, it's really hard to come back from. And that's why I'm encouraging people to play the chop single only, as long as I'm finding it to be a successful. I'm even encouraging you to try to flat bet the chop single only because of the ability to get your 1 unit and go. I want you to play. When you're playing, I want you to have enough bankroll, as much as you can possibly have. More money, the better. Money is a key to this thing once you know how to play. But if you're playing for the 1 win gives you your session win, you're in the most powerful position. So let's go with that. I think he was at the Ho Chunk, Chuck. I think that's what it was called. If that's out western part of the state, I believe that's where he said he was. So let's play low roller tonight. The low roller from a standpoint of trying to win $100, not trying to win 25. Now I will say, if you were playing, say, at the South Point Casino in Henderson, where they have a $10 table, well, you can play with dollar chips. You could start at $30 and play $10 up, $9 down, and you could be going for a simple session win of $30, $40, and you could do it over and over and over again. It's nice and controlled. And if you had, say, $1,000 bankroll, when you're playing for single $1 checks like that, it's really, really easily done, particularly if you're playing the chop singles. So let's see how the chop singles comes out tonight. We will play it. We're at $3,570,000, and we'll play it for a little while tonight before we call it a night. But I did want to cover, and I know I bore you guys to death with the blackjack stuff because I know too much about it, and I'm really, really opposed to anybody playing that game, because I know who puts out that card that shows you when to hit and when not to hit. It comes from the casino. And I know they tell you when to split and when to double down and all of those things. Let's just suffice it to say, many of those advisements are just flat wrong. That's all there are to it. But it's better just to simply stay away from blackjack. It's a competition game that gets you all riled up, but the dealer has so much of an advantage over you. So, hey, good evening, Kevin. How you doing? Let's shuffle these up. Let's shuffle these up, and then let's have some fun tonight. We'll play a baseball bet to start with. Thank you, Michael Steinfeld. You're too kind. I could talk blackjack inside out, upside down. I could talk it for hours of every hand against every other hand and why you would do this and why you should do that. And at the same time, the funny joke is I'll never play it. I mean, I would only play it if somebody put a gun to my head and had a whole pile of money and said, "We want to see how you're doing." Okay, maybe then, but I'm not going to play it with my money, that's for sure. I'm not going to play it with your money either. So let's play for $100 on a banker bet. We're playing for $100 session. We're going to martingale 3 times. If we get down 3, then we're just going to try to battle our way back, and then that might be fun to watch too. So maybe we'll just lose 3 straight and see can we find our way back. I would not do this in a casino, but I'm going to do it here because this is us playing the game, and we do talk about the baseball bet. So this is it, banker bet for $100. Quick loss right there. So we'll martingale this thing. And we got the win. So that's a 1 session win right there. We're plus $90 right there, so that's the same as 100. If we're playing the $25 tables where they push on the 3-card 7, they don't take the commission, and that's what I encourage people to do. Let's just go ahead and bet the $90 right here and get rid of it. We've got 1 session win. Now don't give me that tie, please. Thank you. All right, so we're back at 3,570,000. We got 1 session win in the books, and we got 3 chops right there. So Corey Jensen, you've made more than your money, and just get out right now. Man, oh man, if you walk in and you start playing the chops like this, you catch 3 quick wins. Well, you don't even need 3. All you need is 1. But sometimes some of our guys are playing for a little lesser money, so they need 2 wins or 3 wins. So that's what I was meaning to cover tonight too. I'm not telling you strictly what you have to do every time you go to a casino. It's your money. And so you can call any audible you want at any time you want. But I'm telling you how I advise you to play. I advise you to play the single chop only. I advise you to play a plus 10, minus 9 D'Alembert. And that's what I would advise you to play no matter if you're playing for $1,000. If you're playing for $1,000 and you go up 1,000, down 900, I think you're going to get your 1,000. Now I would say it works out a lot better if you got like $100,000 in your bankroll, and that's a steep order to do. But let's play a chop for $100 on the banker right here. We're trying to win session number 2. And there is session number 2. And that's a $95 win. The 5% from the 5% from the $100 bet is $95. So we are plus 90 and we are plus 95. We've won 2 sessions. And I'm telling you, I'm not encouraging you to play 4 sessions either. I mean, I'm playing 4 sessions, and that's flirting with the devil, as you guys know. I don't know if I would actually call this mathematical chaos or power of large numbers, but in any event, there is some chaotic things that can occur when you're playing a whole lot of sessions. So this gives us a $100 player bet. We're trying to win a 3rd session now. There's the 3rd session with no commission when the player wins, so that's a $100 win right there. So you don't always start out just like this with 5 straight chops, but ordinarily single chops predominate the shoe. Sometimes they are down. Occasionally you will catch a shoe that doesn't have a whole lot of them, but ordinarily in the 12 to 16 range is what the chops will be. And so you can see, even if we were flat betting right now, we're up 5 units, even if we're flat betting. But then again, you're not always going to catch a shoe like this, of course. We're going for the 4th session with a $100 bet on the banker. This one here is going to get sticky. You watch. I have to have Corey Jensen playing chop single, chop pairs, chop triples. Oh my gosh, Corey, you're running up the bets, man. I don't want you to get in trouble there. KC Steve was playing aggressively too. I said, don't get too aggressive with it. But this is $100 on the banker. We've got 3 sessions in the bag. This is the 4th one. Trying to win a 4th session. And we did it. So that's how it was tonight. That is exactly how it was tonight. So we won 90, 95, 100, and Oh, I left that one out there. I didn't clear the back down to 3,570,000, but that's okay. So that's a very odd look, but that's a look that it wins a whole lot of money for us. And I think I'll just quickly run through a few more hands just so we can make a quick autopsy. And let's run this thing down to 300. If you guys are too bored, go ahead and check out on me. I can't. I wouldn't doubt that if I put anybody to sleep, I don't want that to happen. But I think it would be educational to look at a few more hands like this. So let's just run it down to 300. It won't take that long to get there. Down to 355. Gosh, these Indian summer days, I know I talk about it, but I just love these kind of days where the cool air comes back in for a change. Indiana University's making a big trip this weekend. They're playing Oregon out there in wherever they played in Oregon, Eugene or Portland. I'm not sure where University of Oregon is, but it's in the state of Oregon somewhere. And I saw that Oregon is a 7.5 point favorite, and so it's a tall order. But we're hoping that Indiana can be really competitive out there and possibly pull off a win. That would be very exciting for things around here. But we'll see how that goes. I know the addition of that center that the IU team got. Of course, they got the quarterback from Cal. That was a huge addition. But the addition that's not noticed too much was Pat Coogan, who for the last 2 years has been the starting center for Notre Dame. And he transferred down here to try to ensure he gets a fair shot at getting in the league next year. And also because his girlfriend is in Bloomington. And I've met Pat. He's a wonderful gentleman, huge guy, maybe 6'5", 317. And if you watch Indiana when they come to the line, you'll see that big guy that's got the ball hunched over in front of Mendoza. And that's one of the reasons that IU is as good as they are this year, is having that Notre Dame transfer anchoring the line, the offensive line. It is a huge help. He's big time experienced, and he is definitely a full man. Okay, so let's see where we are. All right. Oh gosh, well, forget it. Look at all these chops. This is the kind of single chop hand that and the thing about it is, even this here is not 4 losses. It's only 1. When you won this chop over to there, and then you played this would chop, and you got that. That's it. You got the 1 loss. Then you Dellenbared here, and you got it right back. And then you played the 1, and you lost. And then you Dellenbared, and you got it right back. So that autopsy reads very easily. So, to all of you guys, I hope you enjoyed it tonight. This is professional Baccarat. We showed how easy it is. It's not always going to be this easy, but you are always going to win. And with the single chop, you keep your losses to a minimum. And you also can, I'm not opposed to you playing the baseball bet to get started. And you can win a baseball bet and leave because you've got your money. I always encourage betting 1 session amount as your bet. Make that your bet. So if you are going to be looking to win $100, your first bet should be $100. It should be 10 units of 10. If you get caught up to where you got to win a few, it's going to go up $100 and down 90. And that way you will recover over time, because you're only going to lose 1 bet at a time. You're not going to be losing a streak in a row. And that's where it gets in trouble if you play bet, chop the single, chop the pair, chop the triple. If you lose all 3, now you've lost 3 straight bets, and then it could repeat. You could lose all 3 again. And I don't want you going down 6 bets like that. Take your time. Be like the executioner. You are the quiet person at the table making your money. Play the 1 bet and wait on the 1 bet to come back around again, and adjust your Dellenbare and get your money. And I love it when the guys are getting their money like Corey Jensen's getting, like Bill Lotta gets. I mean, Casey Steve gets it. Chuck Ritter gets his money all the time. And that nothing makes me happier when the guys are getting their money. And even Cali KB, he played the baccarat right and won $100 even with the $500 bankroll. I mean, it's kind of amazing. I don't want him taking those chances, but Cali KB, he's a little bit of a gunslinger. I try to keep him I try to get him to holster that weapon, but sometimes it comes out pretty quickly with him and is indicated by the fact that he actually sat down at a blackjack table. But by getting his head handed to him, he got a little bit of a dose of humility the other day. And I was telling him, I said, buddy, that dealer, they'll hit a hand on you because you don't know what they've got on that down card. So thank you very much to all of you. Hit a like on the way out. And if I can get back with you tomorrow night, I will. But if I don't show up tomorrow night, you will see me again very soon, likely Sunday night. But we're going to be winding this thing down because I think we're on to 100% wins now. It's just that it sometimes takes a little bit longer to get it. But settling on the up 10, down 9 is definitely the key to what I was wanting to do. Settling on the one bet was another key, and settling on what is the most likely chop that there is, because the chop is going to occur a lot more than the streak. The streak is fun if you're riding it. Oh yeah, great. But the thing about it is the chop's going to occur a lot more. Not as much as tonight, but it's going to occur a lot more. And so betting the chop is the way to go. Chopping single, I think, is the best way to go. Playing one bet is the best way to go. And playing that Dell and Bear. And I'm telling you what, playing that Dell and Bear up 10 units, down 9, no matter what your bankroll is, it's a way to get the money. To all of you, thank you so very much. The King will be back with you, and I will be thinking about you all the time. God bless you all.